Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell y'all all about working at Publix. A little while ago, actually, I quit working at Publix. I worked there for almost a year. After you fill out your application and you've introduced yourself, now you go into the interview process. So I interviewed with the manager. She had my application printed out and just asked me questions based on that. She just asked me my availability and she asked me kind of why I applied for Publix. I was applying to be a cashier, so she just asked me like my history with cashiering, like if I had any previous experience doing it. A few weeks later, after my first initial interview, I got a call saying I got the job and that I needed to come in to get my drug test done. During the drug test, it was the assistant customer service manager who gave me the drug test, so I met her then. It was something that like you put in your mouth, but while the drug test was like processing, I gave her my driver's license and any other information she needed. I think the drug test takes a few days to like process, so I don't remember if right then and there she told me possible days for the training class, because you have to do a training class before you like go train on the floor. During the class, they give you like a whole stack of like papers, and all the papers basically just say like the background of Publix and how it got started and who started it and blah 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 blah. And, like the next part of the class, this is the only time that we actually like did something with our department, because it's not just your one department. It's like it's not just all the cashiers, it's like every department there. They would give you examples of how it would be talking to a customer. You'd partner up with somebody in the class and basically read an example, and the customer would be like, I'm looking for popcorn, and then you have to be like, oh, well, we're out of this kind, how about you try the Publix kind? Basically just like promoting Publix brand. After the 8-hour class, you just check your schedule. Now to check your schedule, you will go online. It's like a Publix website, but not like the Publix website, and they'll give you a username and password for the Publix login, and that is how you will access your schedule and how you will request time off. So I think that you just look to see when you're scheduled, and the first time you're scheduled, it's going to be for more training classes, and I think it was just one day of training classes, but I think that was another 8-hour class. It's like how to talk to customers, like what you're supposed to wear, all the basic stuff. So now I'm going to talk to y'all about what you wear. So men, I think they just wear black dress pants, all black shoes, a white collared shirt, and then their black apron. If you are a female or a male bagger, you will wear the black dress pants, the black shoes. I think it's a green shirt, like a dark green shirt, and then a black Publix apron. The female cashiers, you wear the black dress pants, black shoes. I wore all black Vans, like the black soles and the black Vans. That's what I wore. For the white collared shirt, your green vest and your name tag. And that is what you wear. Your hair, I think I wore my hair like this a couple times and I got away with it. But you're supposed to wear your hair up, I believe, like all up. Jewelry, I want to say that these would be fine. I always wore studs. I never wore like dangly earrings or like even hoops. I just never wore. Tattoos are fine. The only piercings you can have are your ears. My nose, I had to cover it. I wore a clear piercing for a little bit. Some girls wore their regular kind of big stud and they got away with it. So what it's like on your first day on the floor when you're training to be on the floor. As a cashier, you will be with somebody else who's been there, will obviously train you on it, and so you'll just stand near them and you'll watch what they're doing. You just stand there and watch him or her like scan things and type things in, like fruit and vegetables. You like type in, or you can search, but it kind of takes a long time to search. WIC checks, they are very confusing. In the training class that you did, some of the videos will like briefly explain how to do them, but you really just have to figure them out. Not on your own, but you have to like ask questions. They get easier with time. Publix has something called a rain check, and it's like a coupon, but if like we're out of an item that's like on sale, you can go up to the front desk and be like, hey, you're out of this item, but I want to come back when y'all do get it. Whenever the sales run out, you'll still be able to get it on sale, if that makes any sense. Rain checks were always confusing to me, like even up to like my year point, like I still always had to ask somebody for help. Unless it was buy one get one free, then that one's kind of like easier, but rain checks were always confusing to me. So even if you train with someone for, I think it'll be like a couple shifts, like 2 or 3 shifts maybe, then you'll get put on your own. Every customer is different, so I mean like one situation that you'll have on your own probably didn't happen with the person you were training with, so it all just depends. But especially if you're new, they'll put someone on the register in front of you or behind you, so if you ever have a question, you just turn around or like call their name and they'll help you. So now I want to explain what like an average day is, like when you know what you're doing. So an average day is you will walk through the front doors, go to the break room, you will clock in, go to the customer service desk, ask them, hey, what register am I on? They'll either tell you a register number or they'll be like, hey, you're bagging. If you're bagging, you will just go to a register that doesn't have a bagger and start bagging. And once you're a bagger, you'll have to, each customer that's done, ask, hey, would you like me to take this out for you? And you take it out for them. If you're a cashier, obviously you don't worry about it. If they tell you a register to go on, you'll obviously go into the register. They give you sign-in key, like a sign-in code, and you'll sign on to that register so they know that that was you on that register. And you will turn your light on and call customers down. You'll just start scanning the items, and that's it. When you are being a cashier, you will deal with creepy customers, the regular customers, rude customers. The rude customers, I only dealt with one or two maybe, and only one actually made me almost cry, I want to say. And she was just rude and nasty for no reason, and I think I was already having a bad day, so it just like made it worse. But other than that, I just really didn't care. Like, you're getting mad at me for something that I can't control because this isn't on sale. This was on sale last week and you didn't come last week. Like, just little things like that that were like out of my control that they would get mad at me for. I'm like, sorry. So customers didn't really bother me that much. The regular customers that come in, they can be like intimidating because like every employee around you like knows them, so they have a relationship with them already, and some of the regulars like try to pick on you, which I think is annoying, but it's kind of funny. Creepy customers, men will hit on you. I did not think as a freaking cashier at Publix that men would hit on me. So many men, they'll just be like, do you have a boyfriend? Or they'll be like, I'd love to take you on a date sometime. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just trying to scan your groceries. Like, just go. Now I want to talk about the annoying things that happen like as a cashier. And one of the main things is dirty money, and it's so disgusting. Some people like pull it out of their bra and give it to you. Some like construction workers, they come in and they like take money out of their pocket and it's like in a ball and they hand it to you and it's all sweaty. It's disgusting. Like, it's disgusting. But they do have a hand sanitizer thing on each register, so you just get hand sanitizer right after. Another annoying thing is when people want to buy any tobacco product. The store that we're at, it has a register for the cigarettes, but it's at the customer service desk, which is like in front of the store, like away from the register, so a lot of people don't go there to check out. So if someone is in your line who wants to buy tobacco products, even if the store is busy, you have to stop and be like, okay, let me go get it for you. You have to walk over to the customer service desk, wait for them to get a second to get it for you, and they'll get it for you, and then you go back. So really it just holds things up, and they might as well buy all their groceries and then go to the customer service desk on their way out the door and buy it there. But people don't really know because it's kind of confusing. Coupons. Now, I know everyone wants to save money, and I love that, but some couponers are so annoying. They'll bring a big old stack even when you're super busy, and they'll like argue with you like, oh, that's supposed to be this, not that. Or if their coupon is expired, they'll try to argue with you and try to use it, or it says you can't combine these two, but they'll argue with you. It just gets annoying. People will put their basket, if you've ever gone to a Publix, people will put their baskets like under the register instead of handing them to the cashier. Like, hand me your basket, don't set it on the floor, because I mean, there's no point. Like, just hand it to me. I don't know, it's just annoying. A bagger shortage. Sometimes you'll be super busy and you will be, even if you're on an express line, which is 10 items or less, you may need a bagger. And if you're super busy and you have a super long line, you as the cashier have to bag it yourself, which is fine because like other stores do it, but it's a little overwhelming when you're used to having a bagger right there, and then you have a lady with a grocery cart full of stuff and you have to scan it, then bag it, and then ring them up, and you have to do it super fast. Like, Publix is all about being super fast and friendly and As a cashier, whenever you don't have any customers, you stand at the end of your register so people can either A, ask you questions, or B, know that your register is open and nobody's down there. So when you're standing at the edge of your register, if someone's walking by you, you have to, I mean, they do like the 10 rule, like they're 10 feet away, like you have to say like, hi, how are you, or can I help you find something, or something like that. So if someone's passing you and they need help, you have to find their item for them. So if they're like, hey, where's the milk, you have to be like, oh yeah, it's on the back wall, like to the left, blah, 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 blah. You cannot leave your register. They say that you're supposed to lead them to their item that they're looking for, but if you're a cashier, you can't leave it. I was the most unhelpful employee that they had, honestly, because I had no idea where anything was. Like, for the most part, I could figure it out just by looking at the signs, like, oh, milk, bread, blah, 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 oh, that'll be down this aisle. But what came in handy is right on your handy dandy phone, they have an app, and it's just called Publix or something, and you can link it to the store that you're at, and you search up an item, and then it'll tell you the aisle that it's on and kind of like the general area that it's in. So I would always be like, oh, I'm not really sure where it is, and I'll either ask somebody who's near me, or I'll be like, let me check the app real quick, and then I'll find it for them. A couple other things that really annoyed me, every Publix is different. Like, we have a Publix near my house that we shop at, and so it was much different than the Publix that I worked at. So the one that I shopped at, I would know where things are in that store, but then going into the store that I worked at, like, I wouldn't know where things are, so that just got a little confusing. You give Publix your address, obviously, and then even after you don't work there anymore, well, I don't know if it was just like a delay in mail or whatever, but they send you so much stuff in the mail, and a lot of it I just threw in the trash. I don't even remember what it was. You're standing there the entire time, like there's no sitting down, like unless you take your break. You're not allowed to have any water bottles at your register, and that was really frustrating to me. They have a water fountain that's near there, but it's very rare that you can like walk away from your register to get water. I did open a couple times, and when you open, I think the store opens at 7, so you have to get there like 6:45, and I hated opening, one, because I don't like getting up early, and two, it was super awkward because even though the store opens at 7, there may be like 1 or 2 customers that go in there until like 9 or 10, so like no one's hardly in there. And it was just awkward. You can't really talk to anybody because there's like hardly anyone there. All that I did when I opened was I would dust the registers. The deli that we had, they had like chairs and like tables in there so you can like eat there. So you'd set up the tables in there, and no one ever told me how to do it. So the first time I did it wrong, but whatever. You'll put the rugs out, and there's like a bunch of different rugs for each department. You go and you put out all the rugs. Sometimes somebody else will do it, but I don't remember if I ever had to do that. But I remember closing, when you close, you have to pick up all the rugs and like vacuum them. So that was super easy because you literally just pick up all the rugs and put them on the cart. But another thing you do when you close is you will block beer and wine. Go to beer and wine and pull all the beer and the wine forward so everything looks fuller. At the end of the night, you may be asked to clean all the registers, and you will just take a spray bottle with cleaner, some paper towel, and you'll spray down each register and wipe them down and make sure everything's clean, and then shake off their mats because you get mats to stand on. You'll shake off the mats, and you will sweep between each register. You will either ask if you can leave because no customers are in there. Sometimes they'll ask you, yeah, you can leave, but after you go do a customer count. So a customer count, you just walk around the whole store and count how many customers are in there. If they say that you can leave, then you just go to the break room, clock out. You'll also sign out of your register and like take your tills, or like take the money that's in your register and take it up to the customer service. Then you'll go and you'll clock out, and then you'll leave. If you do your job right and you're like a nice person or whatever, you get a raise every so often. Like, I think it's like every quarter or something. It is a pretty good job. It didn't work out for me. I don't like standing there all day. So, and I don't like customer service because I don't like being nice to people who are rude to me. So, but that was my working at Publix video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you give this a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, thanks for watching.